Deputy Superintendent of Educational Services here for the San Leandro Unified School District. And I want to formally welcome everyone this evening to our 2014-2015 May State of the District, where we're very excited to share with you tonight the continuous work that we're doing to improve San Leandro Unified as we aim to become one of the best school districts here in the county and in the state. I also want to take a moment, thank you for those of you that were able to attend here at the theater this evening, but we are streaming tonight's State of the District online, and so I want to take a moment for any of our online viewers. I would like to also welcome them. And I'm going to do a short welcome in Spanish. So, bienvenidos a todos que han llegado aquí a esta noche, el estado del distrito del año 2014 a 2015. Estamos bien orgullosos de esta noche compartir con todos ustedes información sobre el progreso que estamos haciendo aquí en el distrito para tratar de hacernos uno de los mejores distritos del condado y también del estado. Para los que están aquí en el teatro, les doy la bienvenida. Y para los que están viendo la presentación por el internet, también le queremos dar la bienvenida esta noche. I'd like to invite our translator.
歡迎各位，今日好歡迎大家嚟到 San Leandro 學區2014至2015年嘅服務年度報告。好高興大家今日出席，了解我哋嘅服務近況。今晚個報告亦都會喺網上即時播放。我哋喺呢度亦都係藉住呢個機會，歡迎喺網上旁邊留意收睇嘅家長，歡迎大家。
So welcome. So tonight we're going to start the evening really taking some intentional time to honor some of our educational partners. One of the most impressive aspects of coming to work in San Leandro is to relentlessly dedicated to nurturing that partnership and supporting our schools as we aim together to improve the educational experience of all our students. Our first foundation tonight that we are going to invite to address you is, of course, the San Leandro Education Foundation. And upon my arrival here in fall of 2013, I was just so impressed by the strong relationship between the foundation and the school district, and the will, the skill of the foundation to really nurture the educational experience of all of our students from TK, transitional kindergarten, all the way through 12th grade across our 12 campuses. There's so much to be said about the work that SLED does for our schools. They've been doing it over the last 7 years. And I just came, as many of you who might be in the audience, I was just coming off sort of the excitement from last night. SLED has done an outstanding job of supporting our Season of Service program that this year they were able to grow across a variety of our schools and support this idea of service learning through the method of project-based learning, and we saw that culminating event last night. I also was at the SLED breakfast last week and had the opportunity to again see that will and that commitment from the foundation to bring resources to the school district. And so for that, we want to say thank you. Thank you to SLED for enriching the experiences of our student outside the four walls of the classroom and making sure that they stay connected to real-world learning experiences. And so I have the pleasure tonight of inviting the executive director of that organization who sort of leads the charge around the work. And at the SLED breakfast last Friday, the MC that night, I think described her as fierce and fabulous. And so I thought I'd steal that. So with that, I want to invite Morgan Macrose, the executive director of SLED, to come and address you about the work that she's doing.
I guess I wasn't the only one who didn't get Warrior tickets tonight. All right. Thank you for that great introduction. You know, just like all of you who are here today, we firmly believe that every child in this district deserves a quality education. And that's why 7 years ago, SLED was formed to become a California is still ranked below the national average in student funding, and that we're actually only 2/3 of the highest performing states. So there's definitely still a need for everyone in our community, if you live or work in San Leandro, to support the success of every child. Because as I'm fond of saying, you know, when a child succeeds, we all succeed. You're fortunate, you're not gonna have to listen to me any longer because the lovely students at SLAM did a nice little mini video for us. So I wanna thank the district for giving us the time and indulging us, and enjoy this student film about SLED. Thank you.
When students succeed, we all succeed. That is the core value that inspired a group of community members to found the San Leandro Education Foundation in 2008. Since its inception, SLED has worked to bring together local government, businesses, civic and faith-based groups, and individuals from every generation to support the San Leandro youth. When the community is engaged, students are also engaged, and they become well-educated and hopeful adults. By working together, we inspire students, support schools, and strengthen community. SLED's mission is to identify and mobilize resources in order to bring increased funding, innovative programming, and strong partnerships to schools within San Leandro Unified School District. SLED has become a critical community partner. Over the past 7 years, SLED has directed almost $700,000 in resources to our schools. Schools rely upon San Leandro Education Foundation to support and enrich their students' learning with programs like outdoor education and field trips to the San Leandro History Museum. Schools like Garfield Elementary and Roosevelt Elementary rely on SLED to fund many of their important programs.
Garfield School is an amazing place. I love being principal here. I'm really proud of our little school by the bay. Because we're a Title I school, we do receive extra funding from the district in order to help, with our expenses. But, budgeting is always a challenge in we want so many things and only can afford so much. And we do the best with what we have. And, but still it's always extra. It's an extra bonus when we're able to receive funding from SLED from the community, and we always appreciate that.
It's a really incredible and powerful way out and can see is real. When we come to the museum here at the San Leandro History Museum, they have the opportunity to actually experience the life that Ohloni's and mission children had, and then they also see the artifacts and things, and they see living history because they get to see the museums out here. SLED has really been incredibly important for us to be able to get here because we work at a school that's like 65% free and reduced lunch.
In addition to its commitment to sending every third grader to the San Leandro History Museum, the San Leandro Education Foundation also committed to supporting high-impact and sustainable programs over the next 3 years in positive youth development, STEAM enrichment, and volunteerism. Programs provide age-appropriate support to students as they mature emotionally, socially, and physically, helping to ensure they graduate as confident, aware, and compassionate adults. Today's youth must navigate not only the real world, but also the virtual world. Now, more than ever, they need support. In partnership with Kaiser Permanente, the San Leandro Education Foundation supports Season of Service, Period of Peace. Season of Service, Period of Peace is a 10-week-long, school-wide nonviolence program credited with reducing incidents of violence at the high school by up to 50%. This year, the Season of Service program expanded to both middle schools and one elementary school. STEAM enrichment, like STEAM itself, takes on many different shapes and forms. Kids need hands-on curriculum that engages and connects with them and to careers, inspiring them to become lifelong learners. SLED is working to encourage and support our school's efforts to engage students in science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
And outdoor education is an amazing opportunity for students to leave campus for a day or multiple days and experience their Common Core standards in the real world, whether that be specific science lessons that they're learning, environmental science, learning about the Ohlone Indian history. All of that happens at outdoor education.
The San Leandro Education Foundation understands that schools need more than just financial support. They also need the time and talents of our community members. SLED is committed to creating positive opportunities for our community to engage Baptist Church and Creekside Community Church to bring volunteers to schools and to help develop a bridge for individuals and businesses to provide support.
SLED has done a really good job of figuring out what's really important to San Leandro and then aligning their efforts right with it. So to give an example, this year San Leandro Unified adopted PBL, which is project-based learning. And SLED showed up at our very first big PBL training at the beginning of the summer, and they said, you know what, how can we partner with you, San Leandro? How can we be helpful? And one way that they did that is they said, PBL involves getting members of the community who are experts in their field to come in as real-life exemplars for students in the classroom. And SLED said, you know what, we can be that bridge. We can help you identify those professionals in the field who can come into the teacher's classroom.
Now, more than ever, our schools need community support to help give our students hands-on learning opportunities that can inspire them to create, problem solve, and prepare for a bright future.
I think people would be surprised at how intelligent and thoughtful and reflective our kids are, because sometimes we don't see that in some of the measures that we use. And it's when we really talk to them and get them involved in projects that we really see just how intelligent and creative and how they're going to really solve a lot of the problems that we're experiencing.
And so one thing I hear is parents and families saying, oh, there's too much testing, and oh, the kids are going to be impacted, and there's too much technology, and the kids are, it's going to be a detriment to them. The thing that I'm surprised about daily and that the community might be surprised about is our students are fearless. And every time we throw a new challenge at them, they embrace it, they learn it so quickly, and not only that, they teach it back to us.
SLED believes that when community members, businesses, and educators work together to ensure our children's success, amazing things happen. Please join SLED as we work to provide programs that support our students to be the best that they can be, and our community to be the best that it can be.
So how about a big round of applause for the San Leandro Education Foundation. Thank you, SLED, for all that you do for our students and supporting our district. And so as if outdoor education, a focus on STEAM, community-based service learning from SLED wasn't enough, we also have a partner, an educational partner, who has really played a critical role, especially over the last few years, at a time when the arts and music really weren't given a time and space in our school system for a variety of external reasons. And again, upon my arrival in fall of 2013, I also received a very warm welcome from this organization that has really continuously been committed to ensuring that our students' experiences in the classroom are enriched through the gift of music. And for that, we want to thank Keep the Music Rockin' Foundation, who's done so much work around ensuring that our students have access to, the repair of musical instruments, which we know is critical to a program, the purchase of musical instruments. Without that, you can't continue your program. And just really this idea of maintaining and restoring music as a program at a time when that was not a focus of our state. This last fall, we're also excited to announce that as we work as a school district in this new era to really think about enrichment and enhancement of the core program in the classroom, we provide outside experiences that, again, nurture our students' gifts and talents. And so in the spirit of that, we were able to partner just this last fall and brought some middle school percussion labs that were in place for the fall for our middle school students, who we know at a critical time percussion can serve as a tremendous opportunity for them to feel connected. And so it is my pleasure to announce Rick Richards, who is the director of Keep the Music Rockin' Foundation, who's just really, really, really made sure that music stays alive in San Leandro Unified.
As it was said, that the foundation has been around for a little while, so I'm not going to go into a lot of things. I do want to talk about what we do. I want to show you a few things through a PowerPoint presentation. If you can go to the next slide. Our mission, bottom line, the mission is to give our music students the best possible music education that we can here within San Leandro Unified School District. That means they need the instruments. They need up-to-date sheet music. They need the equipment, music stands, reeds, strings, whatever it takes to do that. We do our work through fundraising efforts. We have been working hard since actually 2004, when we first put on our first concert with a good friend of mine, Mr. Lenny Williams, who is a former lead singer for Tower of Power. So we put on a concert because I was approached to help raise monies for new risers at John Muir Middle School. So I contacted Lenny. He came in. We raised the required funds to purchase the risers, and we have been going on ever since. So can you go to the next slide, please? The Executive Board of Directors is a 9-member board. It's made up of folks in the business of music in the industry, whether it's teaching, performing, songwriting, it doesn't matter. But we have about 80 plus years of experience in the music industry, all combined. Because the foundation took off since 2004, I had a lot of people in the music industry approaching me and asking me, what can they do to help? Because of that, we created an advisory board, which is made up of about 75 people within the music industry. They could be managers of different groups. They could be music producers, performers, whatever it is. Some of the members on my advisory board include of our times today. You can go to the next slide, please. Since 2004, this is just a very high-level summary of what we have been able to accomplish through our fundraising efforts to date. And to date, we have raised approximately $750,000 worth of funds for the music programs in all 11 of our schools. So with that, we are able to purchase musical instruments and equipment and classroom supplies. I'll give you an example. There was a need to expand the strings program at John Muir Middle School last year. Well, we had students, we didn't have instruments. So the foundation went out and purchased 81 violins, 10 cellos, about a dozen violas, let alone the saxophones and everything else that we purchased earlier on in the year. So they were able to have something to play in that classroom at John Muir. The growth of these programs is increasing every year. It appears that there is a need to add another section of strings at John Muir Middle School. The band program here at the high school is projected to be about 150 to 155 students. I remember the days when it was 35 students in band, so it's tremendous growth. We repair instruments. I brought in Sherman Clay. We went through every piano within this district, and there's 53 pianos in this district. Had them repaired and had them tuned. all courtesy of Sherman Clay. We have established a central supply where that the teachers can actually go into a location and pick up what they need for their students. So they don't have to go out and buy it or borrow it from another teacher or whatever. So we have a supply of violin strings, viola strings, bass strings, reeds, grease, all those basic supplies that the different programs need within the schools here. The largest donation we have had to date has been with Shelia E., and I'll talk about that one in a few moments. Carlos Santana and his wife Cindy has donated instruments and equipment to our programs. I had a guitar donated by the guitarist from Graham Central Station. So we enhance the learning of our students. We have a program called Learning from the Masters. This programs bring in artists or people in the music business to work with the students, talk with the students in the evening hours, or sometimes it's during the class day if the teacher wants it during the class day. We talk about copywriting. We talk about creating CDs. We bring in vocal folks. 11-time Grammy winner Tony Lindsay has been here working with our choral group. So we do these types of things through our Learning from the Masters, and that's when Carlos and Cindy Santana came and visited with our kids through that particular program. All these people that come to work with our students do it out of the kindness of their heart. We don't pay them. They ask, can you pay for my transportation? I said, no, you're on your own. I have a gentleman that comes in from Philadelphia every year. He's the band director from Drexel University. He comes in every year on his own expense to work with our band students at Bancroft, John Muir, and the high school. We have the after-school program that was already mentioned, the percussion lab. That was funded by Cindy Blackman Santana because she is a virtuoso drummer, and she felt it was important that she be involved in that program. We have established a volunteer intern program where we bring in students from Cal State East Bay to help in the classroom with our various teachers, whether it's choral, instrumental, or strings, it doesn't matter. These are young individuals that want to go on into teaching. So this gives them a practical experience. Can you go to the next slide, please? Our funding, all the money that we raise goes right into the classroom. The executive board of directors reimbursed. So every dollar we raise goes into the schools, and all 11 of them get funds set aside each individual year. This allows the teachers to buy new items, instruments, sheet music, whatever they think that they need. They go and purchase it, they send me the bill, we write the checks. It makes the process a lot easier for them, and they can get it what they need right then and there instead of waiting for a period of time. The next one, please. As I mentioned, Carlos and Cindy Santana were here visiting with the kids here in the theater. That, as I labeled up there, is their first visit. They're coming back. They want to come back and work with our kids. You can go to the next slide. You can see how what started off to be having our students perform for Carlos and Cindy, the choral group and the jazz band performing for them, ended up to be a jam session when one of the students got up and asked the question, would you play for us? Next thing you know, Carlos is on the guitar there, and his wife, Cindy, is on the drum set. So they got an opportunity to jam with Carlos. See the young man up there doing the fist bump with Carlos? That's Juno. He was a guitar player for the jazz band that school year. And I've talked to Juno, and the pick that Carlos used was his. So he has taken that picture, that pick, and has framed it. That's how much it meant to him. You can go to the next slide, please. Shelia E. came to visit James Madison, listened to the kids, got involved with the kids. You can go to the next slide. You can see she's there signing autographs with the kids after the kids got through performing. The kids loved it. She wants to come back to visit with us as well. Can we go to the next one, please? Go to the next slide. Joe Hebert. Joe Hebert comes here every year. Joe is the principal celloist for the Oakland East Bay Symphony. And he comes in and works with next. Victoria Theodore. She has been here several times. She was just here a little while ago. But Victoria, who may not recognize the name, but Victoria was the keyboardist for Stevie Wonder for a number of years. She was the keyboardist in Arsenio Hall's band when he had his new show. So she has been in the business for a number of years. She's a great singer, keyboardist. She came in to work with our kids as well. Next one, please. Now, I talked about donations from artists. I mentioned Shelia E. As you can see by the picture, she came in 2011 and donated about $30,000 worth of musical instruments. She came to the district, we talked, she wanted to know what we needed. I gave her a wish list I cut it down to 15 pages. She took that wish list. Next thing you know, I'm at work, my wife calls me and says, hey, we've got 14 boxes sitting in our living room. I had no idea that they were coming. But in those boxes were hand percussion instruments, congas, trumpets, trombones, different things that were on the wish list for the different schools within our district. Then to top it off, when she was here, when we did a special presentation of these instruments to the music teacher, she gave us a check for $11,000 to top it off. Next one, please. Carlos and Cindy Santana. They were here on their visit. Next thing you know, I'm getting a call from his people. We have some stuff for you. Okay. They drop off a new guitar amp, different sound equipment, drumsticks, guitar strings, etc. The congas you see there are show congas that one of his players used. Then the drum set that you see here, the Gretsch drum set, that was Cindy Santana's personal drum set that she used when she was in this particular area. She wanted to donate that to the high school after she played. This is just some of the events that are going to be going on between now and the end of this calendar year. We have the golf tournament coming up on July the 11th. For any golfers out there, sign up. You might have a chance of winning a 2015 Chevy Tahoe. We have resort stays in the Dominican Republic. We have some resort stays in Palm Beach, Florida. A lot of wine, guys, if you guys like wine. Our Learning from the Masters program is going to be starting up in September, bringing these artists into the classroom. The National Football League Players Association is putting on a 2-day fundraiser in September, which the foundation is going to be the recipient of part of the proceeds. And the high school jazz band will be performing at their fundraiser on the 27th of September. Cindy Blackman Santana is going to be here in October to put on a concert for us. And the rumor has it from Cindy that her better half, Carlos, will be in attendance as well to sit in with her and her band. And then our annual Holiday with Lenny Williams concert on December the 3rd. So those are just some of the things. There's a lot more exciting things coming up, but I don't want to take any more of your time because we want to hear what's going on in our school district. There's a lot of fabulous things going on for our kids, and that's what it's all about, is the kids and their future, where they can go from here. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you all at the concerts coming up next week at high school here, the jazz and the orchestra and the wind ensemble. You'll really enjoy them if you are able to attend. Thank you all very much, and enjoy your evening.
Okay, great. So, music. Definitely so important to closing the opportunity gap for our students. And so that's a nice segue to introducing our final partner this evening. The San Leandro Scholarship Foundation cannot go unmentioned this evening. The San Leandro Scholarship Foundation, since 1966, has been providing scholarships to our graduating high school seniors, and we absolutely know that the experience of post-secondary education is critical. And
good evening. Back in 1950s and 1960s in San Leandro, there were a number of groups that were putting together scholarships for high school students when they're graduating. And that was Kiwanis clubs, Rotary clubs, homeowners associations, and a few individuals. And they decided that they needed to get their things coordinated a little bit better. And so in 1966, which is almost 50 years ago, 49 years ago, they formed the San Leandro Scholarship Foundation. That was for scholarships specifically for graduating seniors from San Leandro High School. That first year, in 1966, they granted $1,500 in scholarships. Well, things have changed a bit. This year, we'll be granting $140,000 in scholarships to graduating seniors very soon as they graduate. On a celebration that takes place on the 5th of June, the presentations will be made in the gym, and there will be 165 students who will be receiving scholarships. That's 25% of the graduating class from the high school, which is about 630 this year. And actually, the total, the 140,000 comes from the San Leandro Scholarship Foundation. The total grants and scholarships that they'll be receiving, including those that come from the colleges and universities, will be over $1 million. The 140,000 that we raise comes from a number of different sources. Foundations, we have the Bellini Foundation, the Valley Foundation that gives substantial amount of money. Service clubs, Rotary Club, Kiwanis, Seroptimist. Homeowners associations, a number of them present scholarships to children who have grown up in their individual homeowner areas. And individuals. Individuals come in terms of direct grants or scholarships, memorials, and also endowments. Other sources for funds that we raise comes from the Dollars for Scholars dinner that we hold once a year. We raised about $12,000 this year from that. The Drake's First Friday that'll be taking place in September 4th this year, and the Cherry Festival that's who's interested in presenting a scholarship. Those are quite often memorials for people who have passed away in your family, or different ways to honoring people, or just simply that you have some money that you'd like to turn over to a better cause. So we'd like to welcome you to to the scholarship presentations that will take place on June 5th, and we'd welcome your involvement in that. Thank you.
Okay, so, as you'll hear Dr. McLaughlin talk about our district, we have adopted this idea that we're a district on the move, and we're really, really grateful that our partners are joining us in that movement. So we want to thank our three partners. We know that there are many other partners in the community that are helping and supporting that effort, but we're very, very grateful that we had the opportunity tonight to dedicate some time to these three organizations that are playing a critical role in our transformation as an organization. Some other folks that play a critical role in that work is our Board of Education. And you cannot do the work that we are doing in San Leandro Unified School District today without the support of a board. And so I'd like to take a moment before we get started with our headliner for the evening to honor our board and recognize them this evening. And so if for our trustees who are in the audience, Trustee Monique Tate, if you could please stand. Trustee Leo Sheridan. Trustee Vince Rosato. Trustee Evelyn Gonzalez. And Trustee Lance James. And we can give him applause, but also Trustee Ron Carey could not be here with us this evening, but we want to honor and recognize them. In addition to the support of our board and our partners, again, we cannot do the work we're doing in San Leandro Unified today without the support of our city. And so we appreciate that connection between the fabric of the city of San Leandro and our school district, and understanding that that really helps us be a district on the move and propel forward. And so I want to honor some of our city council and Karina Lopez. Okay, and so my last introduction for the evening is our board president, Diana Parola, who we want to thank so much for as a board president who also plays a critical role in leading this work and supporting this work. And she will be introducing your superintendent for the evening, Trustee Parola.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure this evening to introduce our superintendent of schools. In the 2 years he has been here, Dr. McLaughlin has moved the San Leandro School District to the forefront of California public schools. After setting 5 strategic goals with the Board of Education, he has helped us maintain focus, implementing curriculum updates and technological advances, completing $200 million in building projects, achieving financial stability, and caring for students and employees. This evening is a celebration of our successes. I am honored to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Mike McLaughlin.
Well, good evening and thank you. I also want to echo the thanks out to our partners that were able to be here tonight. I really want to thank you because while you were speaking, I was able to watch the Warriors game in the back. So score is 49 to, I think, 32. So sometimes you can't choose your evening when you're going to do a presentation like this, and we're fighting up against the Warriors. So hopefully we can stream this presentation during halftime as we go there. So again, welcome tonight. This is a special evening. This is the second year of our 3-year strategic action plan. I emphasize the word action because that's what we believe in. We just don't put out the words, we just don't put out the goals, we actually have actions. So this is a very exciting time for us, for our team, for the board, and also for the community, because we will be able to demonstrate tonight that we set out actions and we accomplish those actions amongst other things. So before I begin to go dive into the details of the strategic plan, we have a quick video to show you kind of the visual. Isn't that great to see all our kids take what we've talked about, we dreamed about, we put into action, and that is the result, is seeing our kids in action in the classroom, out in the field, and growing as young students. 2 years ago, we started out again with a 3-year action plan. We started with 5 focus areas. There were student achievement, access and equity, technology, community and public relations, school safety, health and wellness, and of course, facilities. Our first year, as you know, last year when I came to spoke, was all about doing analysis, taking a look at where we were as a school district, looking at all aspects of where we had to get better, and then coming up with a plan of attack. This year was clearly our year of implementation. It was to take those findings that we found and really get in the weeds and get things moving. With our first goal, student achievement, access, and equity, we set out to look at all those areas in our classroom that we could provide areas of excellence in the classroom, outside the classroom, becoming better human beings, and creating that equity educational program. We wanted to provide high-quality professional development with our certificated staff. We wanted to conduct ongoing assessment so we could find out how we were doing in the classroom. We strongly believed in employee recruitment and retainment. Last year alone, we gave 7.25% salary increase for our faculty and staff over 2 years. 0.2% contribution to teacher salaries by covering the cost of their 2021. And I can tell you, it's not going to take us till 2021 to get that class size back down. But the recruitment and retainment of our professionals is a key emphasis for us as a leadership team. Professional development is such a key piece to this movement in education. As we talked a lot about last year, we're moving to the Common Core era. It's a complete shift in how we instruct in the classroom. Our teachers will need intense professional development. They will need support inside the classroom, support outside the classroom. We need to be able to provide them the tools and the professionals to help them as we move along in this new movement. One of the changes we made this year is to take that professional development day where it used to be, guess what, you show up and this is what you're going to learn today. And we took it to a conference style where teachers were able to choose from a variety of courses they could take, where all those courses were going to take them to the end point where we wanted to go as professionals. They were going to be able to choose those elements to the day. They were going to have a choice and a voice in their professional development. We had instructional coaches in our schools this year. They had over 2,000 contacts with TK-12 teachers across the districts. And of course, as you know, we mentioned last year, we migrated over to the Google Suite. And this year, our teachers were able to integrate Google into the staff meetings and site professional learning. As you can see from the pie, our teachers had this variety of courses to look at. And these courses will not go away. We will keep emphasizing more professional development, more variety in offerings so that we can help them grow as professionals in this business. Too often, we create these new movements and we don't provide that support to our professionals to take them to, but yet we ask for those results in the end. So San Leandro Unified is dedicated to make sure that we continually provide that professional development and the support that goes along with it. A big area of success for us was the improvements in the course programming. This year we added robotics, art, drama, health, digital media electives at the middle school level. Our middle school students were thirsting for electives to broaden their day, to not just come there and just take the same course over. We had to move them to a new direction. We're very excited to be able to offer those that are approved through A through G approved, which means they're UC eligible. AP English Language and Composition, Earth Science, Mandarin 1, Mandarin 2, Spanish for Spanish speakers 2, CAD, Solid Modeling with SolidWorks, Machine Technology 1, Social Justice, Activism, Character Design for the 21st Century. These are courses we had, but they were not A through G eligible. So now when students take these courses, they will get credit when they go on to college. Other courses that are eligible that we're looking into are, all the fine arts courses and 30-plus courses converted, and we'll also have more courses out there that we're looking into. We hope to have a system in place where if you decide to go to the college path or the career path, whatever course you take, you have a door that's open at the end. Whether or not you decide to go to college or you decide to go into a career, you will have options. Assessment. We developed a new Common Core alignment report cards that integrates with our Illuminate assessment data system. We developed a new Common Core aligned interim assessments. All 3rd through 8th grade graders took the Renaissance Star assessment. And one of our other big accomplishments, we got back to testing our students to be GATE eligible. And a big accomplishment for us was we got the libraries open. All 8 elementary libraries have been reopened and are dramatically being improved. We circulated over 22,000 books in our elementary libraries during the school year and over 1,000 books a month. It's exciting to see our kids look into those libraries and be able to, again, become a solid readers throughout the day. Rejuvenation is what we call the libraries, and when you walk into our libraries at the end of next year, you will not just see the old traditional library of quiet areas to read and books. We will turn them into areas where you can socialize, you can explore, you can talk, it's a place to go and learn. So our plan for the 3rd year is to deliver more outstanding professional development opportunities. We just don't want to stick to what we're going to have lots of technology in our school. We need to provide that access to the technology. Our libraries can be that vehicle to do so. Continue to expand our visual performing arts opportunities for our students and ensure reduced class size in the secondary intervention and English learner classroom. Our 3rd year looks exciting. Goal 2, technology. Again, you've heard me say that we're excited about technology, but we hope at some point we're not talking about technology. It is a tool that we believe our kids need at their in the front of them because our industry demands technology, skills. So, goal 2, we needed to build that infrastructure. The infrastructure revolves around the fiber loop. This year, we were able to get that loop moving. We signed up 5 contracts. You will hopefully see people starting to dig in the streets and pull this fiber through, with our goal being in the fall starting to hook up our schools. I can't thank the city of San Leandro and Patrick Kennedy for their support as we went through this process. From what I hear from the IT guys, we will be, when this project is completed, we could be one of the top 5 schools in the nation with speed. With technology also becomes the safety concerns with privacy and other issues. So we have adopted new internet safety curriculum so we can get our students to learn to be safe stewards when using technology. Because every time we have something exciting, there could also be some dangers in it. We're going to continue to improve our technology integration across all our schools and to continue to manage and improve our implementation of our 3,700 Chromebooks and our 450 MacBook Pros. As you can see from the chart, when we got here in the fall 2013, we had 100 megabytes with speed. By spring, we were up to 1,000. By the April 2015, 10,000 megabytes. So you can see we are growing. As we move forward, we are building that infrastructure to support all the elements that come with technology via the internet. Computer use. In the fall 2013, we had 684 computers in the district for 8,456 students. As you can see, by the fall of 2016, we will be a 1-to-1 computer ratio throughout the district. And we will have the infrastructure to support them. The year 3 goals we have is to finish our upgrades in the technology. We're going to improve the use of technology to communicate with parents in our community. Keep looking at our websites. We improve every month with our websites. We need to continually keep pushing information through our websites. We are looking at digital signs for all schools that can push out messages in multiple languages. We're going to purchase devices that meet our needs for the K-3 classrooms. Android devices, iPads, Chromeboxes, virtual desktops, interfaces, VDI. Don't worry, there won't be a test afterwards. There's a lot of these things. And to complete our final testing and planning to ensure that we have one device for every SLUSD student for 2016-17. So the future is very bright with technology. Our goal is just not to provide the technology to take the test. We want to become a technology hub for students that can walk right out their door after graduation and find a job. Goal 3, community and public relations. When we built this 5 focused areas, we strongly believed in this area because we believe this was an area that we did not do well in. We wanted to be able to communicate with our community, and we wanted to build those partnerships back. And as you can see from tonight, our partners are right with us as we take this march. So the first thing we did this year was develop and begin to implement a marketing and communication plan. So before we started talking about what we were going to do, we wanted to build a plan around it. We re-engaged the board communication committee. We got our board involved. 3 members sit on that panel. Monique Tate, Evelyn Gonzalez, Diana Parola has spent numerous hours looking at our communication plan and moving things forward. Create a subcommittee to work on the rebranding of the district with a new logo and identity. You will more to come later on with this presentation. We sent out multiple communications to community and parents and guardians. This year, hopefully you've seen that we sent out the state of It's part of a process of being more transparent, making sure parents, maybe if you don't get in the mail or maybe you can't get on a website, we will find some way to communicate what your child is doing in the classroom and what the school district is doing as a business. So we will continue to grow with our communications and learn as we move along on how we can get better. And I think number one goal is we really have learned this year that we got to do a better job with the multiple languages as we put out communication. We have a diverse community and we need to do better as we communicate with them. We want to improve our strategies for marketing events and to continue to provide outstanding customer service to new families through the centralized enrollment. We had a great success this year in moving our enrollment right across from the high school. As you can see, we took a building, it used to be our San Leandro Adult School building, and we used it as our centralized enrollment center where parents can come to a centralized place, enroll their child. If they have a child in 1st grade or in 9th grade, they come to one place. They can sign up their child. We can provide them with all the materials they need to move forward and also have other support elements around the building in case they have questions about other needs they may have as their child begins school. We will continue to grow that center, and it'll meld right into our health and wellness center as that building gets completed. As we move into year 3, we will be hiring a public information officer that will work full-time for us, that will be bilingual, be able to write bilingually, speak bilingually, and also be able to communicate via the website, Twitter, Facebook, everything in the world. So if you have all those skills, you can see me after the presentation. It's a big job, but in this day and age, it's all about the information. If we can't get the information out to you, then you don't know what we're doing. We will also be creating a standard operating procedures with our communication with all our schools. So when you get those weekly bulletins from your class or you look at their websites, although they may have different colors and different activities listed on there, we will have a standard of where you can find information, calendars, information. Will get better. Goal 4, safety, health, and wellness. We have implemented the positive behavior intervention support throughout every one of our schools. It's called PBIS. Let's think about how we can, provide, think ahead and get our kids, provide them with the skills, for positive behavior instead of just always reacting to some of the negative behavior. I am so excited about this program, and we've already seen some of the results. We have less discipline problems this year, less suspensions, and less expulsions. The construction of the Student Health and Wellness Center continues. It's been a long road. We've hit lots of hurdles as we've gone through, but the Health and Wellness Center will be finished this summer and open for everybody to utilize in the fall of 2015. And along with the health and safety, we also are looking at if we have an emergency in the city or an emergency in our school district, we have revamped our comprehensive emergency response plan. We have worked hard to make sure that if we have to deal with an emergency in the district or there's an emergency in the city, we have a plan in place where we can act quickly and responsibly and ensure the safety of all your children. For year 3, we will ensure that all of our employees are trained in PBIS protocols and approach. The Student Health and Wellness Center will open, and the protocols for the emergency preparedness will be implemented. Goal 5, facilities. The exciting thing about talking about facilities is we would not be able to be talking about the great facilities and the programs we've implemented in facilities if it wasn't for you, the community. You have passed bonds that has given us the opportunity to build some of the best facilities in Alameda County. This year we were able to finish our solar project, which is very exciting. Our schools will be creating energy through solar, and we will reap the benefits from savings that those dollars can go right back into the classroom for your children. The completion of the sports complex here at San Leandro High School is finally finished. We were able to put in between the fields where you can walk from one complex to another and not have to walk through mud. And if you actually look at the front, we actually put a nice sign out front that shows when you come on to San Leandro to participate in sports, you know where you are, and this is a place of class. Of course, we remodeled the student services and special education buildings and the community wellness building. Another exciting element that we had this year is in our pool. This was the inaugural year of our water polo team with 24 students participating. I know we got some Cal people in water polo. But this is a growing sport in San Leandro, and my goal as we move forward is to be able to bring more sports. We have the facilities to offer any sport that's out there, and I look forward as we move along to be able to offer those. The biggest thing we want to plan for in year 3 is deferred maintenance. So the state does not provide money for deferred maintenance anymore, and it's up to us to be responsible enough to put dollars in place to make sure that we maintain all these wonderful facilities that you guys have offered us. Okay, we do not want to come back to you in 3 or 4 years and say, we need more money because we did not maintain the facilities we put so much money into. So you have our dedication that we will make sure that those facilities are maintained, and we have a plan in place to do so. So, with that being said, we talked about rebranding. We talked about where the district's going. So I want to welcome you to the new San Leandro Unified School District. This will be our new logo. I think we're very proud of it. You will see this on all of our trucks and all of our stationery. And tonight, when you leave here, you will get a little piece of this logo as well. So I would like to give a round of applause to the logo committee because I tried to do this myself last year, and I got 7 different opinions from the board. So I said, this logo thing is going to take a long time in rebranding. But I believe it's very important to say that we have a fresh start. With the Common Core coming in, going, it's a perfect time to refresh our school district and say, we all have a new beginning to move forward. So before I close tonight, I want to thank a few people, and if they could stand while I call their names, I'd appreciate it. The school board trustees of San Leandro Unified, if you could please stand. My cat, quiet, so sometimes opinion out of. Dr. Thompson, my assistant superintendent, human resources. Mark Martinelli, our new assistant superintendent of business. All my district office staff, especially Linda, who has to take care of the crazy man, myself. So they're very important to what we do. All of our principals that are here tonight, or vice principals, if you could stand up and be recognized. All our schools clean, feed our kids. Get them here. City cares deeply about their students. They care deeply about their children. They want their school district to not keep this train moving. Accomplishments every day. We make mistakes, and we try not to make them again. But I have never worked with a staff like this that is dedicated to. Oh, I forgot to announce there's cookies and refreshments. Yeah, Warriors.